The rankings dropped, and the tennis world held its breath. New points, fresh drama, and careers that hang on the edge of a single match. This is the official WTA Top 30, and every name on this list has a story to tell. From veteran heart to teenage fearlessness, from comebacks that broke our hearts to breakthroughs that stole the headlines, buckle up, because we're counting down from 30 to 1, and the surprises are real. Before we begin counting down, kindly subscribe to our channel. At number 30 sits Veronika Kudermetova, the Russian with the cannon serve and those brutal baseline punches. She may not be the flashiest name on the tour, but Kudermetova's grind and timing have carved her a place in the top 30. A reminder that power without panic is a dangerous combo. Coming in at 29 is Emma Raducanu, the Brit whose shock US Open run made the world stop. Raducanu's journey has been a roller coaster, flashes of brilliance mixed with the pressure of expectation. Yet here she is, still fighting, still refining a game that once stunned New York. At 28, we find Diana Yastremska, the Ukrainian dynamo whose ferocity never fades. Her shots come at you with urgency, and her career has had its share of storms. But Yastremska's hunger keeps her dangerous on any given day. Number 27 is Marta Kostyuk, Ukraine's fiery youngster who plays with a fearlessness that belies her years. Every match feels like a declaration. She's here, she's ready, and she's not backing down. 26 belongs to Paula Badosa, Spain's power presence. When Badosa's forehand is humming, she can blow through anyone. And even as injuries and dips have tested her, her talent keeps pulling her back into the conversation. At 25 sits Sofia Kenin, the American with the champion's pulse. Kenin's blend of grit and guile carried her through Paris once, and while life's had other plans since, her tennis still flashes that champion DNA. 24 brings us Jelena Ostapenko, the Latvian firecracker who swings with abandon. You never know whether Ostapenko will give you a masterclass or a meltdown, and that unpredictability is exactly why crowds lean in every time she steps on court. Number 23 is Victoria Mboko, the young Canadian who's quietly turning heads. She's not yet a household name everywhere, but Mboko's climb is the kind of under-the-radar charge that becomes a headline sooner than you think. 22 is Leylah Fernandez, the Canadian heart warrior who plays every point like it's the final line of a love letter. Fernandez's matches are emotional theater. She bleeds for the ball, and fans around the world cheer for that courage. At 21, we meet Karolina Muchova, a player of variety and craft. Muchova's game is a tapestry of slices, angles, and court intelligence. She doesn't overwhelm you, she outthinks you, and that cerebral tennis keeps her high in the rankings. Number 20 is Elise Mertens, steady, versatile, and reliable. She's the kind of player who keeps showing up in big moments, quietly collecting wins because she understands how to construct a match and how to last. 19 belongs to Diana Schneider, a name spoken now with excitement. Her weapons, heavy ground strokes and dogged intensity, have pushed her into the spotlight, and the tennis world is watching how high she can climb. At 18 stands Lyudmila Samsonova, the Russian bombshell with a forehand that can change the flow of any match. Samsonova's ups and downs only make her flashes of dominance more electrifying. 17 is Linda Noskova, the Czech prodigy, who blends youth with poise. Noskova's growth is textbook, raw skill polished by experience, and she's the kind of rising player who'll keep reshaping the top 20 in years to come. Number 16 is Naomi Osaka, the four-time Grand Slam champion, whose return to the stage has been one of the most talked-about stories in sport. Osaka brings with her not just power and big match pedigree, but a voice that extends far beyond the baseline. 15 is Emma Navarro, the cool-headed American whose tactical play and mental steel make her a real threat week after week. Navarro may not seek the glare, but her steady climb shows she's here to stay. At 14 sits Elina Svitolina, the Ukrainian iron-willed warrior who returned from motherhood and returned with ferocity. Svitolina's game is all heart and discipline. She grinds, she strategizes, and she wins the matches that matter. 13 brings Belinda Bencic, the Swiss powerhouse who pairs precision with sheer determination. When Bencic is in form, her two-way game can dismantle anyone. She's the kind of competitor who finds answers when the pressure is highest. Number 12 belongs to Clara Tauson, the Danish phenom whose young career has already racked up highlights. Tauson's combination of speed and shot-making gives her an edge, and opponents know they're in for a fight. At 11 we have Zheng Qinwen, the Chinese star who's been rising like a comet. Big strokes, bigger ambition. Zheng is the face of a new wave in Asian tennis, and her ceiling looks sky-high. Number 10 is Ekaterina Alexandrova, the Russian baseline bulldozer whose muscle and consistency wear opponents down. Alexandrova doesn't always flash flair, but she grinds her way into results, and that's why she's top 10 material. 9 is Mira Andreeva, barely out of her teens, but already moving like a veteran. Andreeva's maturity on the court forces you to notice. She plays like someone destined to be part of tennis's next generation of icons. At 8 stands Madison Keys, the American dynamo, whose forehand still bites like a brand new weapon. Keys has been through the wars and come back stronger, and her power game puts fear into even the best returners. 7 belongs to Elena Rybakina, the cool Kazakh with the server from another planet and the calm of a championship steely eye. Rybakina's big match poise has already earned her a major, and she's not done. 6 is Jasmine Paolini, the Italian spark who's become a fan favorite for her grit and sudden bursts of brilliance. Paolini's rise has a feel-good script: heart, hustle, and the occasional headline-grabbing upset. At 5 sits Jessica Pegula, the American model of consistency. Pegula may not be the most explosive name, but week after week she delivers results. Smart, surgical, and supremely reliable. Number 4 is Amanda Anisimova, the comeback story that turned heads. She's battled back to the top tier with a fiery forehand and an inner steel that tells the tennis world, never count me out. The podium begins now. At 3, Coco Gauff stands as the example of youth turned to dominance. She blends speed, intelligence, and a hunger for more that makes her not just a champion of today, but a probable legend of tomorrow. At 2 is Iga Świątek, the Polish phenom who moves like poetry and strikes like intent. Świątek's game is a masterclass in variety and discipline. She controls tempo, constructs points, and rarely gives the key moments away. And perched at the summit, at number 1, is Aryna Sabalenka. More than points or trophies, Sabalenka is a force. Over 10,000 ranking points, raw power that erupts from every swing, and a presence that changes the shape of the draw. She roars, she dominates, and in 2025, she stands alone at the very top of the WTA heap. There you have it, 30 names, 30 stories, and a tour that never stops surprising us. These rankings are a snapshot, but the real story is the season still unfolding. Upsets to come, rivalries to ignite, and fresh stars ready to climb. If you felt that spark, hit like, drop who you think will break the top 10 next, and subscribe. Because the WTA is writing history every week, and we'll be here to tell it all.